Pilipinas na patuloy na bumubuo ng matibay na relasyon ng batang bansa.
Her Excellency Ambassador, can you tell us how your career started?
Well, I started in the Philippine Foreign Service. I guess it can be traced back to 1995. I was in a different career, but I took the Foreign Service Officers Examination, which is the very first step in the Philippines if you want to join the Philippine Foreign Service. So, fortunately, I passed that exam as well as a series of other tests that are required, and I entered the department in 1996. And it's been a long career, so that means this is my 26th year with the D, and it has been very fulfilling. And I've had several assignments or foreign posting, as well as the various offices that I was assigned to at the DFA in Manila. So it's been 26 years.
Hi, Sir Gerard. Can you tell us more about your career, your background, and yourself?
Oh, that's quite a long number of years to cover. In short, I'm in education. I've been in education all my life. I started off as a teacher in mathematics and physics, then ended up being a principal of a school in one of the mission schools in Kuala Lumpur. Then I went into private education for a short while, managing private boarding school up in the highlands. We were the second largest boarding school in Malaysia, the second most established boarding school in the country at that time. Then I went into the university. I've been with this current group that I am currently working in for the last 23 years, university, and presently I oversee 3 international schools for that group.
Experience that I have treasured the most so far in my 1 year or so in Bahrain have been my meetings with different people, the Bahraini people, government officials, the citizens, various groups, as well as the members of the Filipino community in Bahrain. So that's what I treasure the most, aside from seeing the new places that are here, because it's my first time in Bahrain, it's my first time in the Middle East actually, and the experiences are all new.
Hi, Sir Gerard. What do you think is the most unique quality of Her Excellency that you believe makes her stand out in her role?
Only one.
You can name more.
No, I think the most, maybe let me cite 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think what makes Ambassador Anne the greatest strength that she has is a deep love for her country. I think you just have to look around the house and you'll find every corner of the house is filled with Filipino art and craft. Wherever she goes, whenever she goes back, or in all the different posts, she tries to look for Filipino artists that capture the soul, the spirit, the culture of a country. And I think her deep love for the country is, I guess, the greatest strength. And I think second is what I think she herself mentioned. It's a love for people. I think in all the different postings, whether it's been here, it's been in Sydney, in Malaysia. She was in Malaysia for 2 postings. It has always been the Filipino community. She spends every free weekend really being in as many Filipino events, community events, to support them, to be there, to learn from them, to encourage them. to inspire them. And so that love for the Filipino people, I think those are the greatest strengths and assets that she has in her work as a diplomat.
Of course, that's the very unique qualities na ang ating excellency na dapat meron talaga. A love for her country. Ayan.
As a wife and a mother, how were you able to manage your family duties in addition to your career, your community, and all responsibilities?
Well, I think what's most important is to have a family that supports you. It is important that they are there to back you up. I know it's a cliche, but they are the wind beneath my wings. When my two children were small, at the time, of course, I have a very supportive husband. At the time, my mother was also alive, and she followed me through 3 of my foreign assignments. So that helped a lot because she was able to, she helped look after my 2 children. And of course, I have a helper, Lourdes, who has been with me now for 26 years. So they are part of my support system. I think without them, it would have been very difficult. I remember at one point when my children were in elementary and I was in Manila, when I go home from the office at around 9 o'clock and the children were already going to bed because they had to wake up early to go to school, and their bags would be on the dining table and notebooks, and I would check all their assignments. So it's tough. I mean, we all go through that. Those of us who are all career women, I guess, who are working full time. But while it is challenging, it is not impossible because you just have to learn how to manage your time, determine your priorities. And as I said, there are many family members and loved ones who could help. And I think because of that, I was able to do my job.
Sir Gerard, being in the academic industry, what advice can you give to the Filipino youth in Bahrain who are yet to take their journey in choosing their career?
It's actually a very exciting time in human history. We are living in what we call the fourth industrial revolution. We are living in a world, another term that they use to describe the world of work is a volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world, or the VUCA world. Traditional education used to just focus on exams and content knowledge, but if you want to succeed in the 21st century workplace, you must be adaptable, you must be very agile, you must be quick to be able to solve problems that are not even in existence, to think about the next problem that might happen. We don't talk about setting these days, setting benchmarks. We are talking about the setting the next best practice. The next practice, not best practice, but the next practice. What is it that's going to happen that will bring us ahead, make sure that we are always ahead of the curve. So those are things that you learn from using content in school to develop the skills, competencies that you need to be career and future ready. And so I would constantly advise young people, every experience that you have in school, learn from that experience, reflect on that experience, because you will never change, you will never grow, you will never develop unless even your failures, look at those opportunities as opportunities to learn, because in the workplace, in the real world, you will fail. Better to fail now when you're still in school to try to solve a problem and it's frustrating, but learn to be resilient, learn to discover what is it that you need to have in order for you to be able to succeed once you leave school. And that requires a lot of conversations with people. That requires an openness to experience, openness to learning, openness to reflecting about those experiences in your life. So those are the things that you need to do to make sure that your career and future ready.
Malugod kong binabati ang lahat ng mga kasapi ng Filipino community dito sa Kingdom of Bahrain. Ako ay natutuwa at nagkaroon ako ng oportunidad na ito na sa pamamagitan ng isang video ay mapabahagi ko rin sa inyo ang isang munting mensahe. Ako rin ay natutuwa at ako'y na-assign dito sa Bahrain. Araw-araw marami akong nakikilalang bagong miyembro ng ating komunidad dito. Binabati ko po lahat kayo and I wish you all the best of health. Please take care of your health because I know importante po sa ating lahat yan, lalo na sa ating mga nagtatrabaho. And kung ano man po yung inyong kailangang tulong, huwag pong mag-hesitate at pwede nyo hong puntahan at kontakin kami sa embahada. Please take care of yourself, keep safe, at nandito lang po kami sa embahada kung kayo po ay may kailangang tulong or may mga katanungan. Maraming salamat po.
Too fair or good idea?
Good idea. There are many Filipinos there.
Current affairs. Sino ang asawa ni Marites?
Sino? I don't know.
Kilala niyo po si Marites?
Oh, alam ko yung Marites.
Sino ang asawa ni
Oo.
Marites?
Hindi ko alam.